I'll start with regular Notepad, which is just the one that comes bundled with Windows. That's the one that you're probably most likely to use because it comes directly from Microsoft, and you don't have to have installed it. It's just going to be there, right? So this one's kind of nuts, and actually I'm sort of glad that I read up on this one because I didn't actually know this fact about Windows. I maybe could have guessed it had I thought really hard, but I might not have because I might have been like, well, surely no one would do that.
You underestimate Microsoft, my friend.
And I was like, okay, I guess, yeah, lesson learned. So anyway, so what happens is in Notepad, in normal Notepad now, they've sort of started adding features, which is exactly what you don't want someone to do to a Notepad, right? Like the whole point of Notepad is it's just this like really crappy text editor, and you can kind of breathe a sigh of relief when you fire it up because it's just not going to do anything, right? So you kind of would have hoped that like, oh, if I'm going to open this file, nothing could possibly go wrong because it's Notepad, it doesn't have anything in it, can't do anything, it's fine. But they've been steadily adding features to Notepad, so now that's not true anymore. It's got Copilot integration and all this other stuff now.
That's what I need.
Yeah. So now if you open up Notepad, it's like anything goes. It's just like opening up Microsoft Word or something. Who knows how much security snafus could be hiding. So one of the things that they did is if you open a Markdown file in Notepad now, normally you'd think, well, it's just Notepad, so if I open a Markdown file, it's just going to show it as a text file. But no, it will actually do the Markdown parsing in Notepad, I guess. And now I have never noticed this myself. I've never used Notepad to open a Markdown, so I didn't even know it did that.
Same.
Apparently it does, right? And one of the things that it does when it parses the Markdown file is that it properly obeys that, like, parentheses bracket syntax for linking, where you can basically put in like, here's a URL of some kind and here's the display text that I want for it. It will actually do that conversion and properly display that in the Notepad so that you can kind of just click on links and they will, it'll take you to the links. Now, here is where the problem begins. The way that they shipped this feature is like
That face. Oh my god.
So
Casey, are you okay? Do we need like a personal chat right now?
Yeah.
Here, Casey, I can make you feel a lot better. I actually do have a copy of the secure Notepad. It's right here. I got it right here. This one's super secure. I've got.
Yeah, you couldn't fit secure on one line.
No mistakes.
No mistakes. Anyways,
yeah,
go ahead, Casey.
So the way that they shipped this feature, this will be lost on most of you, but anyone who's been like a longtime Windows programmer, they'll have the face that I just had on my face. They will have that on their face too. So the way that they shipped this feature was they do the Markdown parsing as you would expect, and they produce the like URL. They produce the like string, the display string, like you would in Markdown, and they take whatever the URL would have been, and they save just that raw string basically. They just keep that. When the user clicks on the link, literally, they call ShellExecute EXW and just pass that string.
Oh, man.
That can't be.
How's that even pass? Like, is it like security audits when they like do this stuff?
I don't believe it.
Yes.
And it's hidden, right? You can't see what it is because it's hidden.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to tell you what it's just going to pass it to ShellExecute. Just that's it, right? So it's just like they fill out. You can actually go see that people have decompiled the code, so that you can actually go see. It's like, yep, it fills out the ShellExW like info struct. It sets the command to open, and just blam, the string is just there's the string. Like, have a party, open, right?
Wow.
So basically what this means is that anybody who was unaware, because like normally you wouldn't think that's what it would do. Like normally you'd be like, oh, this is going to go to a web, like this will go to a web browser, and
right.
The web browser will interpret the URL. So how risky could it possibly be? It's no different than if I was just clicking a link on a website, right? No. you can literally put anything you want in there, like file : / the path to something you want to run, and it will just run with your permissions on your machine right there. No web browser necessary.
Hey, is that HTTP? Get that out of here. That's not how we order coffee. We order coffee via SSH, terminal.shop. Yeah, you want a real experience? You want real coffee? You want awesome subscriptions so you never have to remember again? Oh, you want exclusive blends with exclusive coffee and exclusive content? Then check out Cron. You don't know what SSH is? Well, maybe the coffee's not for you.
Terminal coffee in hand, living the
I'm trying in my head to come up with a reason why that happened, and like I can't even come up with one.
Well, I'm trying to come up with how it was allowed to happen. That's the crazy part.
So that's just in there, right? And the only real saving grace here, so like that's really bad. Like that just should never. I mean, that's not. There's apologists who like replied to the tweet that I made about this who were like, well, I mean, the user clicked on the link. I'm like, no, I don't think you understand. The user clicked on the link is true for every security exploit that's ever occurred. Like, every security exploit, somebody at some point installed something, even if it's the operating system, and you can't be like, well, they installed an operating system on the computer, so it's their fault that eventually it got hacked. It's like, no,
they clicked accept on the terms and conditions,
yes,
so therefore...
yes, like the user is, if the user clicks on a link, it's the program's responsibility to ensure that it's going to just open the link in a web browser or something, not, oh, that could just be crap that runs on your machine now, right?
Can I ask a follow-up
That's
question?
not on the table, right? Yeah.
So ShellExecute, when it gets handed a URL that is a properly formatted HTTPS thing, will just launch a browser. I didn't even... That's kind of crazy. I guess I never really realized that you could just...
protocol. You
Yeah,
register,
so ShellExecute.
I don't know ShellExecute. I've never tried this method. It just seems interesting to me that you can just be like, here's HTTPS. You know what to do. And it's just like,
actually, this is so you could think of it as that is the job of open. So when you do ShellExecute, you can basically pass these things called verbs, right?
Is XDG open the same?
Sorry,
keep going. I'm just trying XDG open.
Yes.
And the idea is it makes sense. And when it was created, ShellExecute, the first time I remember it was in Win95. So it's been around like a very long time. But that's
how
idea,
GX works in NeoVim Prime.
Yeah. So the idea behind ShellExecute is very simple. It's that protocol handlers, like people who know how to do something, they can register those with the shell, and the shell can go, someone called open, and they gave me a PDF file. Who are the people who are currently registered to handle PDF files? Okay, let's open one of those and hand them this thing. So it literally, this is its job. Its job is to take something like a URL and decode it into saying, that I know how to open one of those. Here's a program on the machine that can do that for me. So ShellExecute is operating as intended. Now, obviously, this is a huge security hole, which is one of the reasons you generally don't want a program to just be calling ShellExecute on stuff if the user is unfamiliar with it. Typically, if you're going to call ShellExecute, you probably want to do a bunch of hardening of that path to make sure that you've parsed the string yourself and know that it's not something confusing, right? Now, obviously, this has been a security exploit topic before because, and now we'll get to the really cool stuff. So prior to 2024, one of the things that ShellExecute did know how to handle was installer apps. So MSIs, shit that just runs and installs crap to your machine, right? So you could, with this exploit, you could do ms-app install : some remote file, and it will download and run it. Now, thankfully, in 2024, Microsoft just removed that feature.
2024?
2020, well, better late than never, Tej.
Okay, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, so
wow.
So now what will actually happen if you wanted to do the maximal version of this Notepad exploit is thankfully Microsoft's other, people who removed that will stop that from happening. You'll get a box that pops up that says, hey, I can no longer auto-install things. Please notify whoever it was that distributed the software that they have to update their installation link. Like, yes, good. Very, very good job. That was good, right? And so that actually stopped this exploit from being potentially a lot worse than it was. Now,
Question.
the other
Can I
thing
just, one quick question. Can you just do like a curl, some, I don't know what they call DOS scripts. I'm just going to call it bash for, some remote script and then pass it into bash, whatever the equivalent of that. Can you just shell execute that? Can you just shell execute a curl?
So you, as far as I know, and I guess I haven't thought about it too hard, but as far as I know, with a single click, meaning all you're going to do is click on one of those markdown parsed links, and it's going to pass something to shell execute. The thing that it's going to do has to be resident on your machine. So it would have to be like file : / something on your machine, and it would run that.
Okay.
But it can't, because they closed that ms-app install. So a practical exploit for this exploit would have had to look like, hey, here's the GitHub for our document collection. No executables or anything, right? And you download it, but it does secretly have an executable in it, but you're never going to click on that because it's buried in some subdirectory you'll never see or whatever, right?
Yep.
Then the main page, which is like, hey, table of contents with a link, you click on that and it's got a file link to that executable and it runs it. And then you're done. You're toast, right? Because that's going to run that executable with your permissions right away. But without that MS app install, because that loophole is closed now for ShellExecute, I don't think there was a way to have one click both download and run a program. I could be wrong about that, though, but I don't think with a single ShellExecute it can do that. It had to be something already read. So it could either go get a file from the internet, like by opening a web browser with one click, or it could run a file already on your computer, but I don't think it can do both together. I don't think. People can correct me if I'm wrong about that, though, because, I'm not the person who reverse engineered this exploit, so I don't know. I'm just going by what security researchers put up there and making my best guess. But I did test it myself, though. I went and made my own little shell execute thing to see what happens if I did an MS app install, and I did verify that is now blocked, at least on whatever my current version of Windows is that was running on this machine I'm talking to you via right now. It does, in fact, block those, so that's cool. Now, I don't think, unlike the exploit we're going to talk about next, I don't think this one was ever exploited in the wild because Microsoft found it. So they shipped it, and then some security audit or somebody who was going through the code or some research team that found it, send it to them. Might have been what happened. I don't know. Because there were reverse engineerings of it online, so it might have been that one of those reverse engineering people actually were the people who reported it, right? I didn't look to see who was if there's somebody got a bug bounty for it or whatever.
My headcanon is it's that somebody was really mad that Microsoft is shipping updates to Notepad internally, and they're like, I'm going to show that you guys should stop updating this. Because I know for sure that you guys, that's what I think in my head. I'm thinking
Very possible.
Some guy inside is like, stop updating this! I've been telling you we just need an error!
Yep, someone on one of their harder core security teams was like, they did what to Notepad? All right, I'm going to go look at that. And it was like, what did you do?
Yeah, Joe from engineering's on that team. Yeah. I know he left a shell exploit in here somewhere.
Yeah. Like the entire security audit is just like grep shell execute XW. And it's like, bam, 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 bam. They're like, oh, no. Yeah. So that was the one that shipped with Windows, and fortunately, again, as far as I'm aware, this was found by either security researchers inside or outside of Microsoft prior to anyone getting severely compromised by it, so it didn't end up being an issue, I don't think. That's my understanding anyway. Not so for Notepad++, unfortunately.